Boy, Morty, I really Cronenberged the world up, didn't I? We got a whole planet of Cronenbergs walking around down there, Morty. At least they're not in love with you anymore, though. It's a huge step in the right direction.
Each episode of Rick and Morty is written to conform to the same rigid 8-part structure. Co-creator Dan Harmon based the story circle off Joseph Campbell's monomyth, but just how closely does each episode fit? Season 1, Episode 6, Rick Potion number 9. Rick gives Morty a potion to make Jessica fall in love with him, but it backfires and destroys the entire planet. Also, Jerry is cool? I know, right? Well, let's get into it. Remember, an ideal story circle has 8 phases. 1. Comfort zone. 2. Want something. 3. Enter unfamiliar situation. 4. Adapt to it. 5. Get what they want. 6. Pay a heavy price. 7. Return to the familiar. 8. Having changed. The A story in this episode is Morty's, and it's a real doozy. Comfort zone, Morty at school, but he wants something for Jessica to like him. But instead of doing the traditional heroic story arc of entering an unfamiliar situation and adapting to it to achieve his goals, he decides to take a shortcut. By forcing Rick to make him a love potion, Morty embarks on his very first be careful what you wish for style story. As we've seen with Jerry in episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5, when you get what you want without going through the proper heroic steps, the pay a heavy price phase becomes much worse. In this episode, every single thing on the planet becomes violently and catastrophically in love with Morty. Every attempt to make the problem go away just makes it worse and worse until the whole world becomes a Cronenberg monster, and the only way for Morty to return to the familiar is by finding a universe where they already fixed everything and then were killed in a lab accident. Morty buries his dead self in a shallow grave in the backyard and grotesquely changes as the show takes on an extremely dark turn. This episode is the first one where we really see that depth that has made Rick and Morty such a hit show. As the world deteriorates, we keep expecting everything to fix itself, making the show more and more confusing until the last scene sticks the landing in an unpredictable way.
Break all your own rules in the last third of your story. The audience always feels like the show should have been over by now. And that's how life works. That's what a real story is.
According to Joseph Campbell, humans have a natural sense of how to tell a story, and thousands of hours of television has honed that instinct, making us all extremely good at predicting how a story will end. No one saw this ending coming, and that's what keeps people coming back for more.
When's the next time you're gonna see something like this? I mean, soak it in. You know, it's pretty neat. It's pretty interesting.
That's it, Rick! I'm pulling the lever!
In a little switcheroo, this episode's B story is Jerry completing his first official 8-part hero's journey. He's been a total loser in every episode of Rick and Morty so far, and for the first time we get to see Jerry win. Comfort zone, Jerry worrying about his marriage. Want something, to find out if Beth loves him. Enter unfamiliar situation when he leaves home to catch Beth possibly hooking up with Davin. Jerry acting on his insecurities isn't very heroic in itself, but all heroes have to start somewhere, and that somewhere is adapting to it.
Nobody's killing me until after I catch my wife with another man.
While others crumbled in the Morty flu, Jerry rose to the occasion and fought his way to the hospital, getting what he wants when he saves Beth from praying mantis Davin. Jerry has become the swashbuckling action hero he always wanted, fighting his way through the streets with a machete and being the virile man that Beth loves. He even uncharacteristically defends Rick when Summer wonders if he was to blame.
Do you think Grandpa Rick had something to do with this?
It's not fair to assume that, Summer.
The thing is, though, he was to blame. Jerry and Summer and Beth pay a heavy price when everyone and everything is horribly Cronenberged and they're stuck by themselves as they return to a familiar family unit on a now desolate Earth, having changed. Jerry seems to be permanently transformed into a hero, and Beth is finally happy. The twist? Even though he's the original Jerry, he's not the Jerry we follow for the rest of the series. That Jerry seemed to learn absolutely nothing from the exchange and continues to be a cloying doofus.
We have to tell the cops you were driving.
What?
This is rum raisin!
It seems like Jerry truly is the universe's cruel joke. My pick for line of the episode is this.
What about the reality we left behind?
What about the reality where Hitler cured cancer, Morty? The answer is don't think about it. It's not like we can do this every week anyways. We get 3 or 4 more of these tops.
It's a nice little nod to the show's self-awareness, and it reminds us that the show is always reserving the right to get completely insane, killing off any character it wants at any moment. This episode also aired at a time when the show was just starting to garner notoriety and high ratings, and it's fun imagining people dropping into this one and just having their minds blown. Okay, that's it. Leave a comment or watch the next video, and if you like this and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Or try turning everything off and meditating for 5 minutes, because I f***ing bet you can't do it. I know I can't. I wonder what that says about my attention span. Think about it. Or don't. I'm not your parole officer. With love and fear, see you next time.
Okay, well, sometimes science is more art than science, Morty. A lot of people don't get that.